War in Ukraine enters its fourth week with attacks on civilians increasing. President Biden going so far as to call Russian President Putin a war criminal.
Meanwhile, new aid from the U.S. is on its way after a historic and emotional plea to Congress from Ukrainian President Zelenskyy. Now a live look tonight at the capital city of Kyiv, which has been under curfew for the last 35 hours because of those stepped-up Russian attacks.
Well, KCAL 9 political reporter Tom Wade is here now with the latest developments.
Hi, Pat and Juan. Well, another day of huge developments, and it was some very powerful and dramatic moments today as Ukraine's courageous president spoke to Congress via live video. In the end, he asked President Biden to be the leader of the world by being the leader of peace. Ukraine President Vladimir Zelenskyy receiving a standing ovation during his virtual appearance before Congress.
Slava Ukraina.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi calling out glory to Ukraine. Zelenskyy pleading with Congress for a no-fly zone over Ukraine and more help as Russia continues its murderous invasion.
In the darkest time for our country, for the whole Europe, I call on you to do more.
President Zelenskyy invoked some of America's darkest times to drive home the horrors his citizens face at the hands of the Russians.
Remember Pearl Harbor, terrible morning of December 7, 1941, when your sky was black from the planes attacking you. Remember September the 11th, a terrible day in 2001 when evil tried to turn your cities, independent territories, in battlefields.
Zelenskyy said every day since the Russian invasion began has been like 9/11. He showed this video documenting the death and destruction unfolding across his country, moving some lawmakers to tears.
He has proven to be a remarkable champion for Ukraine, a remarkable champion for democracy.
Professor of politics at Claremont McKenna College, Jack Pitney.
Even people who express some sympathy for Putin and Russia in the weeks before the invasion have changed their tune.
Burbank Congressman Adam Schiff, who was there for the speech, spoke out about the violence carried out at the hands of the Russians.
One of the images that will never leave my head was the image of a father holding the hand of their deceased child under a sheet in the hospital.
Zelenskyy's speech to Congress came as Ukrainian officials accused the Russian military of bombing this theater in Mariupol, where hundreds of people had taken refuge in the hope of some protection from the bombardment. A satellite image before the bombing shows the building intact with the word children in Russian lettering outside the building. And continued reports of Russian troops intentionally targeting civilians. President Biden had some of his harshest words yet for the Russian president.
Bombing apartment buildings, maternity wards, hospitals. I mean, it's god-awful.
President Biden went even further in condemning Putin.
I think he is a war criminal.
President Biden did not comment on Zelenskyy's continued pleas for a no-fly zone or warplanes, but did announce an additional $800 million in military aid. In his final plea, Zelenskyy addressed President Biden in English.
You are the leader of the nation, of your great nation. I wish you to be the leader of the world. Being the leader of the world means to be the leader of peace.
This was the first time we've heard President Biden call Putin a war criminal. The White House said later he avoided that term because of legal reasons. The White House says Biden was speaking from the heart. Meanwhile, back here at home, the LA County Board of Supervisors says tonight they are working on a plan to provide services for Ukrainian refugees. Juan, back to you.
All right, Tom, thank you. And our coverage of the war in Ukraine continues. Coming up in our next half hour, the SoCal native who's helping connect refugees with safe places to stay.